Video is on graphing all three types of lines. So we've learned how to graph linear, we've learned how to graph horizontal, and now we learned how to graph vertical. So we are going to practice graphing all three of these and put them on the same graph. And this is going to be just like your assignment that is going to be collected and graded on Thursday and Friday in class. So the first thing we learned in the beginning of the week was the linear function. So we have 3x plus 2. So I'm going to set that up for all of my x values. And where the parentheses are is where I'm going to insert my x value or substitute. Remember, substitute means to plug in. Okay, so for this first row, x is -2, so that's what I'm going to plug in that empty space. And I'm going to continue to do that for all of my x values. All right, so at this first one, I would put in a -2, then a -1, then a 0, a 1, and a 2. Okay, so what I did there was I just substituted the x value. So now we can go ahead and use a calculator to figure out what our y values are. So I'm going to do that. So that's 8. And 5. And then 2, -1, and -4. Okay, so go ahead and try that for the next one. So we're going to do the same exact thing. I'll even use the same colors. So I'm replacing the x, so now it's going to be x minus 1. Okay, so this time I'm going to replace these x values. And notice how for different functions the x values might change. So these x values are -4, -2, 0, 2, and 4. I'm going to go ahead and plug those in now. Okay. So now we put that in our calculator. I would get -5, -3, -1, 1, and 3. Okay, the next two are y equals 3
and 5
and x equals 4. Okay, so those two aren't linear. These are our horizontal and vertical lines. So remember, when y is equal to -3, that means the y is not changing. So this is going to be the same based off my equation. So my equation is y equals -3. So that means for all of the x values, no matter what the x values are, they're going to be -3. So I can just choose random x values, or I can just choose x values that are on my graph. So let's say I wanted my x values to be the same as the last example. It would look like this. Okay? Now for the last one, x is equal to 4. That means no matter what y value there is, x is always going to be equal to 4. So let's say I made this -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter my y's because my equation says that x is going to be equal to 4 no matter what. Okay, so now let's number these. So this is going to be number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And we want to plot all 4 of those on my graph. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to plot for number 1 is my coordinate -2, 8. So that doesn't fit on my graph, so that one's okay. My next one is -1, 5. -1, 5, that's this coordinate right here. Then 0, 2. 1, -1 is right here. And 2, -4 is here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and connect. And don't forget, when I connect, I have to put my arrows. And in addition to my arrows, I need to label the graph. So this graph is y equals negative 3x plus 2. Okay, the next one, let's do number 2. I have the coordinate negative 4, negative 5.
Am I going to be on the video?
Negative 4, negative 5.
Hey, y'all.
Wait, I love you, Miss Mitch.
Just leave that.
I love you, Miss Mitch. Don't edit it.
Don't edit.
Okay, the next point is negative 2, negative 3. Then I have 0, negative 1. 2, positive 1. And 4, positive 3. Okay, I'm going to connect. That's a little off. I'm going to put my arrows. And then don't forget to label the graph. Y equals x minus 1. Okay, 2 more to go. So the next 2 are a little bit easier because those are our horizontal and vertical lines. So remember, for y equals negative 3, no matter what my x value is, it's all going to be negative 3. So negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 3, 0, negative 3, 2, and 4. No matter what the x value is, my line is going to go like this. This is my horizontal line. That is y equals negative 3. Okay, and then lastly, we'll do negative 1. I'm sorry, 4, negative 1, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. This line is our vertical line. Okay, so my vertical line goes this way. I put my arrows and then I label it x equals 4. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing on our assessment on Thursday and Friday.